and they start shushing them, man, that is something that upsets me the most on scale of things that upsets me is someone shushing me. If you don't want me to talk louder, then use your words. Say, hey, we're getting back to the speaker. Hey, we're trying to focus here. Say, not just shush. Some people are like, oh, it was a respectful shush. There's no such thing as a respectful shushing. You only do that to children. Hello, welcome to the Pretty Huge Dilemma podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Barron. We almost just had a huge issue with recording. I almost had to re-record it. The microphone was not selected to be the one I'm currently using, which for those who are keeping up with the podcast, got a new microphone. I think it works fine. I'm not 100% sure. You can hear the recording of it. Think it's working fine. And as you can tell, also those who are following along just got a fresh cut, got a nice little quiet haircut at the beginning, a little chit chat. Oh, how long you been here? How do you like the area? What kind of stuff you into? Then after that, quiet, which kind of enjoy that haircut. As long as there's a mutual understanding between me and the barber that, hey, we're really not going to talk here. This is my first time here. I'm just walking in. I don't need to tell you about my life story, everything that's going on. Just, hey, I just need this haircut. Just focus on that, which I'm sure some of the barbers, they want more talking, personal socialization part of it. There are crumbs on this table. They might want that. They get into that not just for the hair. Then there also might be the other group of people where, hey, they are just in it for the hair. They love to cut hair. Just like Adam Sandler and Don't Mess with the Zohan. They love to cut the hair. The social part of it, that's a different part of it. But didn't have that. It's kind of quiet. Not too bad for it. Went to a new place. Took a little longer than I thought it would to get the haircut. And it also might have been the first time ever. I don't know if it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But I'll say it is. First time ever where I said, hey, that's a little too long on top. Can you cut it a little bit more? Whenever I go to a barber, I'm not sure what length to tell them on top. Do I give them a measurement in millimeters, centimeters? Do I give it in inches? Do I give it in comb height? I don't know what to give it. And it comes out different a lot of the times. Maybe if I went to the same barber, I would have built that relationship of, hey, we're just quietly going to sit here and get my hair cut. Then maybe it would be better. But we'll see. Haven't found that place yet. Just going around different places, which every time I go, I'm not 100% sure what the haircut's going to cost. Probably doing too much research on Google to see different reviews of stuff on the barbershops. Probably just need to go there in person. But if they're $40, man, I gotta teach my wife how to cut hair, which I don't need the most detailed haircut. I don't need, I don't know. I don't know what other kind of haircuts there are besides fades. I don't need my hair curled. Not too much happening with that. Just pretty basic. As a kid, only got buzz cuts because who cares for kids' hair? It grows back. They might get made fun of for a week. I gotta fix my hood. They might get made fun of for a week, maybe. But for a buzz cut, like, who cares for little kids? Oh, I gotta fix these strings. I probably didn't have to do that. Probably drew attention to it when it wasn't needed. For kids, they get a buzz cut. It grows back. Who cares if it looks the best? Because on a kid, I don't need to spend $20 on a kid's haircut when you can just shave it off. I've seen on Instagram there are some kits that some people get where it's, oh, you move, it's like a strap that goes around the head. Okay, you put it here. All right, you cut that at a certain length. You move it up. You change the guard on the clipper. You change it. You cut it again. Then you move it up again, and you just cut it that way. And oh, this is an easy way to make a fade at home. So maybe, well, I think I have to record that if I get that done. Which also a little scary having my wife with clippers next to my head. We'll see how that goes. I didn't get the shave done there. I haven't gotten a shave out of a barber before. It does seem relaxing to get done, but I haven't gotten that because I think I got most of the hairs. Didn't cut myself too badly when I shaved. But as we're talking about quiet haircuts, something that happened I don't know what happened, but it did happen. I was in a group, I don't know, like a conference type thing, a big group of people, a teaching lesson happening going on, and everyone split up. Well, at the place, you sat at different tables and you would listen to the speaker that way. Then there would be like kind of like breakout table discussion questions, things like that. And some tables talk more than others. Then they try to bring like everyone back in, like, hey, focus on speaker again. How do you quiet a crowd of adults? Is it usually because at first they say the person in charge goes, hey, let's bring it back together, but sometimes the discussion is so good it just keeps going on further and they just keep getting ideas. Then people like around them start, well, everyone kind of stares at them, stares at the back of their heads, no one's looking. Then when you hear people who are, I don't know, usually got some sort of teacher in the crowd and everyone, and they start shushing them, man, that is something that upsets me the most on scale of things that upsets me is someone shushing me. If you don't want me to talk louder, then use your words. Say, hey, we're getting back to the speaker. Hey, we're trying to focus here. Say, not just shush. Because then people are like, oh, it was a respectful shush. There's no such thing as a respectful shushing. You only do that to children. Do that to children in classrooms when you're trying to quiet them down. You don't say it to another adult. You don't say it to me. If I want to talk, I'll talk. If I didn't hear the speaker try to get everyone's attention back, then okay, that's a different thing. And say it with your words. Don't just shush me from across the whatever conference area, the across the room, something like that. Just say it. But on the other side of that, I don't know how you quiet down a group of adults. I think, yeah, eventually someone next to them has to tell them that, hey, we're back in this discussion area. And other things happening around here. As you can see, we got new decor. So out in the kitchen again, see plant in the corner, not looking great. You got plant here, also not looking great. So I think we're going to bring back an old segment called Watering the Plants. And we'll see how it goes. Oh no, I'm spilling water. Oh, that was not good. There's water on this table now. I don't want to go get paper towels. I'm gonna have to cut this or leave it. I don't know what to do. Uh. I gotta get water. I got water. I gotta get paper towels. Oh man, I didn't commit to the pour. That was the issue. I didn't commit to it because I didn't want to give all my water to it. Like I still need some. Like I get thirsty while doing this. Man, that did not go as smoothly as before. Man, oh man, not good. Wow. We'll see if I edit any of that out. Probably not. We'll see. Editing skills, they're fine. All right. Yeah. Water that plant. I was told it's been getting enough water. It just needs more love and attention. That's the issue with it. So that's why we set it up here. I don't know what room it was in before. Did I spill the dirt on the thing? Oh well, we'll see. Oh man, that was not good. Messed up my hair. No, I don't put product in my hair. I did put pomade. I don't even know what that is, but I put that in my hair a couple times. I know it's fine, but I don't know. It sticks up good enough on its own. We took the Christmas decor down, so that left a bunch of fake branches and not branches, but like fake tinsel. I think that's what it's called. Fake snow is all over the place. I had to clean that up. Then the changing of season, I had to do some raking. Which raking, I think, is it up there with one of like least favorite outdoor chores to do? Because with the raking, sometimes it's hard to see your progress of how well you're doing. Because if you got your entire yard covered in leaves, okay, yeah, you can clearly see some progress. But here, my yard's not just covered with the sheet of leaves. It's kind of like some areas have leaves, some are like hidden in the grass, which I don't see the leaves until I start raking. Man, this is great podcasting talking about raking. You don't get this anywhere else. But they're kind of hidden, and once you start raking, they start like popping up out of the grass. Then you see a week later, oh, there's just a bunch more leaves there again. Which how often I rake is a function of how often my neighbors are raking and what their yards are looking like. Because if they're just leaving leaves everywhere, then I'm like, I don't need to rake mine the best, which I guess that is me comparing my yard to theirs. Oh well. Because I'm not going to spend every week raking leaves if my neighbor's yard doesn't look as good. I'm not winning any yard of the year or month or anything like that. We're kind of just here and having it not completely falling apart. The leaves, because what other outdoor things are there? Gardening, I think people do that because they enjoy it. No one's like, I have to garden. They get to do that. Mowing, I don't know, mowing's a little bit enjoyable because you at least see your progress. Raking again, sometimes you don't see your progress and then you look back and you see, hey, there's just a bunch of leaves that I missed. And if you've got an area of like plants and stuff like that where it's not necessarily like grass to rake up and it's kind of like pebbles or mulch in there, you can't really rake in there. So you just got to go in there and pick it up with your hands. Because if you start raking in there, then you're just going to bring up all that rocks and mulch stuff. And you won't want that happening. The other outdoor activities, I mean, you got to clean the leaves out of the roof, or no, leaves out of the gutters. Gotta do that. But I do not find it most enjoyable. I'm not going to go through and rank them because I can't think of many. Weeding, if you got to take weeds out of the yard, which my yard might be covered in weeds right now, some areas of it, I don't know, but also that might just be the grass. So I'm going to go around and start picking out just grass and just get bare areas. I don't know. I think in the spring we're going to need to bring some sort of landscaper out here to get that cleaned up in the area. Raking, not the most enjoyable, and then when you put them in the bag, you're like, oh, I got a full bag. Wait, let me push down with one hand. Oh, this bag isn't even a quarter of the way full. And then you got to fill it back up, and then you got to push it back down. Yeah, not the most. And then you get a bag of leaves. You're like, oh, this bag's not going to be that heavy, but it ends up being pretty heavy anyway. Well, every week here we're just kind of waiting on fake winter. It's now we're going raking weather. This is what people talk about. This is what I talk about with my barber. Like fake winter, you think it's gonna be bad, think it's gonna be cold, you're gonna have to start battening down the hatches. Nope, not happening. So then in the middle of the day, it gets up to 70 degrees. I probably don't need a sweatshirt on right now, but I need to wear something different, and I'm pretty much out of t-shirts that I think I'd be able to wear on this podcast. I don't know, but trying to rotate it. I don't think I've worn the sweatshirt on it. Trying to get new clothes into my rotation, trying to get more cotton type clothes. And I think that leads to them being organic. I gotta look up what organic means. I probably should have asked Ashley this when we were talking about GMOs and DNA. I think organic means it just wasn't sprayed with pesticides. I think you have cotton that's outside, you have to pick that. And if it's organic, I think it just means it wasn't sprayed with a bunch of chemicals. I think that's the case. I want to get more cotton clothes and wear those for working out because that's the next front we're fighting on with the microplastics. We're getting the kitchen kind of up to date, stainless steel, glass type stuff, getting rid of plastics. Now, moving on to clothes, and I looked through the clothes I had for working out. All of them are just like dry fit, polyester, PFA type stuff. Pretty much every single one. I didn't have any cotton ones. So we're trying to switch to that. I don't know. And some of the tags for shirts I had, I stripped the tags out because they were annoying. They weren't the Hanes no tag plain white tees that they had, which I remember the commercials. I think Michael Jordan was on those commercials where it'd be a tag saying, "Oh, I'm so annoying" in the back of the shirt. Then he would just rip it out and throw it, and it would land in some like pop thing, soda pop. I say pop. I'm a pop guy. You would throw it, and then the tag would drown in soft drink. So That was pretty funny. But these have tags on them, even tags on like the sides. They'd have it in the back collar and then on the side, and I would rip it out the side of it. But now I can't tell what necessarily the clothes are made out of. I assume polyester because that's a lot of it. We're trying to get more cotton type clothes. We'll see. I also heard that bamboo shirts and stuff are good. I don't know if that's the case. I gotta do more research into that because trying to change that up, and maybe you'll see that on this podcast. But I also kind of just wanted to get them for working out clothes, because like regular clothes, those are, I have some 100% cotton ones of those, and I just hang out, wear those around, but not working out necessarily. Which buying shirts just to work out in, I don't know, that's different. I usually didn't do that before. I would usually get clothes, you wear them for a while, and they get worn down. You're like, hey, this is a bad shirt. I'm not gonna wear it out. It has holes. It has, well, more holes than it's supposed to. Holes in places it shouldn't. And I'm then switch that to the pile of, oh, this is a workout clothes now. I'm gonna work out in this. But now I'm just buying clothes, being like, hey, I'm gonna spend 15, 20, $25 on this shirt, shorts, and say, hey, I'm only gonna wear this to the gym, work out, and get sweaty in. Or I guess I did that. No, I didn't do that before. But with shoes, I've done that. Because with running shoes, you spend 150, 175 on a pair of those, which I might get a new pair of those. I want to get a pair of Nike free runs. Because when I was younger, I would get Nike free runs. No issues, anything like that. But last couple of years, got the Brooks Glycerin, I think. I think that's the brand I've gotten the past couple times. And I don't know, had foot pain, some knee pain, which I don't know. That might just be a function of getting old as well. Switched to those, and I thought maybe I need to go into the closer to barefoot type running shoes. That, what was the book I read? Born to Run. No, there was a follow on. There was a follow up book to that. There's one guy who just ran marathons and stuff barefoot. He's like, oh, barefoot's the best. And they went into the research. Well, all these cushiony products, they don't have any research on if they're actually good or not. They just put it out there, sell it. Which for walking, I guess, I don't even know for walking. But I think, no, probably not for walking either. Because with the cushion, it evidently like weakens the muscles in your foot, and they don't get as much, the muscles don't get as much workout because the cushion's taking all that compression. I don't know. There's probably some balance, some in between thing to go with, which that seems to be the case for almost everything, where it's not one extreme necessarily or the other extreme. Somewhere in the middle, you gotta find out for yourself. And I guess that's just the human experience. Kind of a pain, but here we are. Okay, so we talked about running books. I don't know. Oh, at the gym. Oh, because I buy shoes specifically for running. Now I buy shoes specifically for the gym that are maybe more costly than they should be. Hey, I'm gonna get a pair of gym shoes that are for the gym. I'm not gonna get a pair of shoes that's for running and the gym, because that's gonna have some sort of cushion with it. I'm not gonna be walking around the gym in running shoes, which, yeah, people who do leg exercises with running shoes on, I guess you want that extra cushion, you want that extra instability, that extra challenge for it. I don't know. I don't think it's great for people to do that, but I get they're, I don't know, either newer to the gym, or they just don't want to buy a second pair of shoes, or they haven't done the research of seeing, oh, this shoe's probably better for working out of the gym. It has a solid platform. You don't have to worry about the cushiony part of it. It elevates my heel slightly. That's the case. I also might be completely wrong. That could be the case as well. But the workout shoes I go with, I don't know if they're as casual looking where I would wear them out and walk around with them, because they're also a little bulky and clunky. They're not the most agile. But there are kinds out there that are supposed to be more casual looking and be able to be at the gym or out in public. But I like having gym specific for the shoes specific for the gym as well, because if it's rainy, something like that, the shoe doesn't get worn down as fast. And if I'm buying specific shoes, I'm going to use them for that. Because I also don't wear my running shoes just like out doing things. One, because they kind of smell pretty bad. And if they smell bad, then I don't want to put them on my feet. And also because I don't want to waste These running shoes, they only have a certain number of miles on them. Like at the running store, they say, hey, these only have 400, 500 miles. I'm like, man, you know me? That's going to happen real quick. Like next week, I'll be in here getting another pair of shoes because these shoes are run down. Can't use them anymore. 400 miles, done. So I don't want to waste around walking and wear down the grip on the shoes, the cushion on the shoes, just out doing nothing. I'm going to buy them for a purpose. Right, gym shoes specific for that. Also at the gym, again, being at this podcast just makes me more noticeable, look at things more, take note of them, write them down in my notes app, and keep track of them that way. I should probably cut out me taking a drink, but that's not what you're getting with this podcast. But at the gym, I forget what day it was. Maybe it was a couple days ago. But there was a person there who walked around with their own Clorox bottle of cleaner. Now, that made me think, is it on that person or on me? Or the gym in general? A lot of options. So on that person in general, are they just... I need to clip my fingernails. I should have done that in the middle of making this point, because how am I going to clip it and put it on Instagram? I'll have to cut that out. But is it on the person who brought the Clorox bottle? Are they a hypochondriac, which, hey, it happens. Mental illness. They need that. Is it on them to think that they need to bring a Clorox bottle full of stuff? Is it on me? Because previous podcasts, I am on record saying that I do not wipe down the gym equipment. That's okay. I don't want those chemicals on me because those chemicals aren't organic. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what organic cleaners are. Organic food, I barely know what that means. But we got organic clothes, organic cleaner. I don't know. It's a lot of research to do. And yeah, I can only get one step at a time. Just making slight improvements each year. Stainless steel cookware, got that. All right, now we're moving on to clothes. All right, what's next? Cleaners we're using? Maybe. What's next? Air purifiers, working on that. Water system, it's in the works. But I don't know if I'm ready to have another person come in here and do a water demonstration test for me. Ugh. Who knows? So it's on me because I don't wipe things down. Could be. Is it on the gym in general for not offering enough cleaning products for the person to use? Do they not have enough wipe down stations? Do those wipe down stations that they do have, are they running out of wipes? Because I didn't see the person with the thing of paper towels as well. They just had a Clorox bottle. Maybe they were using it as a water bottle, which I don't know if you want to do that because that's plastic lined. It's not stainless steel. It's not a glass water bottle. Maybe they're using the Clorox bottle as a water bottle. They were just going around their house and they thought, this Clorox, I don't know what it was. I assume multi-purpose spray. I don't know if it was something else. I don't think it was bleach. I don't think it was shower cleaner. I don't think it was any of that. I think it was just regular multi-purpose. I think it was purple. If I had to guess, so I think that's just multi-purpose spray that's scented. I gotta make sure this mic's next to me because I don't know if all of that just sounded like I was so far away. I don't know, just turn up the volume on your computer. It'll be fine. Or put in the comments saying, hey, we can't hear you. Get closer to the mic. Or turn subtitles on. A lot of options here if you can't hear me because it happens. Or this will just be a dip. It'll get people's attention saying, hey, well, it'll drive people to comment. I can't tell if that's a shadow or my hair hanging and I messed up my hair up again. Because I'm seeing backwards for it. Because maybe it'll be a dip of getting more comments saying, hey, we can't hear you. Get closer to the mic. Blah, 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 blah. Be like, oh, thanks. Yeah, we'll see. Then the next one get figured out. Who knows? All right, how long am I at? Because I am hungry. I didn't eat after working out because I said, hey, I got to record this podcast. This morning kind of slipped away from me. Didn't really do much. I posted the podcast. That was a big thing. Then the barber took too much time. Let's see here. What am I going to have for lunch? Eggs, avocado, bread, rice. Ooh, so my glycemic index hopefully won't go too high and the glycogen goes straight to the muscles. That's what a quick Google told me for the rice. We'll see. You got chickpeas, sunflower seeds. Man, I got a list of topics. Why am I going through? What I'm having for lunch? I'm going to have a Ghirardelli square. I don't know what kind. I had dark chocolate and sea salt and caramel. I think that was the one I had yesterday. I don't know what one I'll have today, but that sounds good. Oh, I got my coffee brewing in my new stainless steel glass cold brew. Man, this is going places now. They brought the Clorox to the gym. Yeah, I still remember that. Memory's getting better now. Remembering what I'm talking about. The Clorox at the gym, because if you're going to have a roll of paper, well, they could have gotten paper towels out of the bathroom, I think, and just had a stack of them walking around with them. But having a thing of paper towels, if you think the gym is that gross, I guess, and that many bacteria and stuff going around, go to a different gym. If you think, oh, this place is so gross, I would never go here, I gotta bring my own thing of Clorox, there are other gyms you could go to. There are other gyms that cleaner in quotes, who really knows? Because I undercook, this does not do with that. Because I cook some chicken, I cut them up real small bits, put them in the oven, 10 minutes. I think I undercooked them. I checked my meat thermometer with them. Someone said like 155. I was like, that's not 165. But I also saw another thing online that said if you cook chicken, they say 165 because for at a second of that temperature, it's killed all the bacteria. But if you're at 155, instead of 165 for a little bit, if you're at the lower temperatures for like a longer period of time, then that kills the bacteria too. But then I bit into a piece and I was like, this tastes kind of raw. Or maybe I'm just not used to chicken that's not overcooked. That could be the case for it, but that was bacteria. Then I thought to myself, am I going to get salmonella? I had to look up how to spell that. I did not know it was salmonella. I thought it was like salmonella. Whatever. That's the case for that. That's bacteria. Salmonella. I don't know if I've gotten it before. I think I've gotten E. coli before. That was not fun. I think that was in 8th grade. We went on a trip, and I think it was either hot dogs that we had or like the water we were in. Because we were in like some kind of lake doing some canoeing. It was one of those two. I got some E. coli. Man, that was a rough week. I think I missed my 8th grade graduation because of it. Because I wasn't like sick throwing up, but like when I went to the bathroom, it was not a pretty sight. And I was like, well, you probably shouldn't go to the 8th grade graduation just in case, because if there was an accident that would have happened and I would have ruined my pants, I would have never been able to live that down. I would be scarred to this moment because of it. But I was questioning if I was going to get salmonella. Then I thought, I get this chicken from a high quality, reputable place called Aldi. They're fine. I think they're a German-based company. They kill all the bacteria that could cause salmonella in that chicken. But if you think the gym's not that clean, you gotta bring your own cleaner, go to a different gym. There are some that are better. There are some that are clearly, but not the most clean. Like if you go to like a Metro, I think it's, it's a Metroflex? Yeah, that's the name of it. Not Metroplex. Metroflex Gym in Arlington? Yeah, maybe not the cleanest area. If you go to a gym that's $200 a month, okay, yeah, that might be a little nicer. Some people might not wipe that down. But I think those gyms, you just have a personal person behind you cleaning all the stuff, putting all the weights away for you. So they might like that better in that case. All right, you probably heard that writing across the thing. Okay. All right. Oh, see, I don't know which of these topics to transition to. Let's go with, all right, car windshield. So my car windshield is also something that upset me. Getting shushed in a crowd in this. We're talking about things that upset me recently. So I was driving on the road, driving on an on-ramp, nowhere to go. Car had a trailer behind it. All right, whatever. You got stuff to go. All of a sudden, I started hearing like things coming up against my windshield, like dirt, some debris, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, this is not great. I do not like the sound of this. Kind of closing my eyes, steering from the back, like moving my head, feeling like I'm dodging the debris coming my way. Then all of a sudden, I hear a thunk, thunk, thunk. Like 3 of them. I think it was 3 because it ended up getting 3 cracks in my windshield. That was upsetting because I was driving on this road on ramp. I got nowhere I can go. I'm not close behind this person. Maybe I should. No, I shouldn't have been close behind them. I don't think. I thought if I'm close behind them, then like I would miss the debris or the debris wouldn't have hit as hard. But if you were closer, the debris is going faster then because the air resistance would just slowed it down a little bit by the time it got to me. But maybe it would have missed me, or maybe it would have gone just like into the grill area or over me. I don't know which one would have been the case. But I was like, I'm not going to be right up next to this trailer because there's a bunch of dirt flying off of it. Then, great, this guy had some concrete and harder material in it that's just hit my windshield, cracked it 3 times. And thankfully, I didn't have to get the whole thing replaced because I don't have some special windshield that has rain sensors, all this different stuff on it. I was able to get people come to my house and just put whatever special glue stuff in it. But I didn't get rid of the cracks completely. It just kind of filled them in. Like I said, yeah, the only way you would need to get this replaced is if like the crack grew and like went across the windshield. For now, it's fine. And it wouldn't cost that much to get the entire thing replaced. I was like, man, I can't even drive on the road and I can't get the person who's responsible for it. Well, again, that's my wife Ashley. You know who that wife Ashley. You met her. If not, go back and watch the episode. Ashley asked me if I got the license plate of the person. I thought it doesn't matter if I got that license plate or not because after I Googled it, Google said, no, it's just a hazard of the road. You can't hold someone responsible, sue them. Insurance isn't covering any of this. It's just something you assume, like a nail on the road. Well, that's upsetting because I had to get that checked. The only thing I did is because the debris happened, I was like, all right, it's dirt, whatever, bounce off me, roll off my back, whatever. It happens. I need to clean my car anyway. But when I saw those 3 cracks, I honked my horn. I don't know if it did anything. The guy was probably like, oh, what happened? This guy is probably just trying to speed around me and trying to get place. He's trying to go faster because he thinks he's more important than everyone else. Because, yeah, I could not get. I don't know if I got across that, hey, you cracked my windshield. Because then when I drive by him later, so that was the on ramp, there's only one lane. When I get to the interstate and there are multiple lanes, how do I tell him the sign language of, hey, windshield cracked? Cracked. I don't know what the windshield sign is. That's windshield wiper, crack. That'd be hard to tell that driver while also driving, so I just honked. That was the case. That was upsetting because I didn't do anything wrong. I was just driving on the road. There was a different person that caused this to happen. Okay, so I finished reading update. We'll do these other 2 things. I'll save that for later. Yeah, that sounds enough. Not much happening going on here. And again, this shorter one because I gotta go eat lunch and got some other stuff to do. I'm pretty hungry right now. So that's probably the main reason for this. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all of it. Appreciate it. We're going to get this thing going. Not the most growth at first. I don't know. That also might be a result of me starting it for a couple months, ending it for a couple months, restarting it back up. But hey, we're being consistent, trying to get things out there. I even joined some Facebook groups to try and get this thing growing more, which the groups aren't like to get like fake followers and stuff like that. It's kind of to get input from other people who are doing it, people who probably take it more seriously than I do, who do it as a full-time job, who are spending money on other things to like, I don't know, help them grow as a business that I'm necessarily not doing. But I joined a couple of groups. I don't know how much I'll be posting in them because again, it's not once to say, hey, here's my podcast. Everyone go like it, go listen to it. It's kind of like, hey, what can you tell me about this? What kind of mic should I get? What kind of setup should I get? What do I do with guests? And I thought, you guys just don't have your wife on there and just have a conversation on there and make fun of each other and just mess around, talk about selling sunset. This is new. But I didn't want to do that. But going in there, I don't know. I kind of jealous, I don't know, upset a little bit because other people be like, oh, I started this a year ago and I got this many downloads and I'm able to quit my job, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not necessarily trying to quit my job. I was like, man, that's crazy that their podcast just take off like that. Impressive. I don't know. Maybe they're juicing the numbers. Maybe they're paying for the services of I don't know, something to like put their podcasts out more, put it at the higher of the charts, and not just growing it with no background of anyone to listen. That could be the case too. But I join them, we'll see what happens for it. Not too interesting, but again, I don't know if it's causing me to be more jealous of other people rather than more learning, maybe I'll unjoin them. But right now, it's in the back, watching it, seeing what I can learn, seeing little tidbits and things like that. And I don't know, who knows? Maybe one day I'll get more consistent. Because also some of them say, hey, have a guest come on here and talk about this, this, and this. Like, that would be cool. But all the things they're asking to talk about aren't me. They're like, oh, talking about business administration, emotional stuff, um, haunting, stuff like that, creepy murder stuff. Like, nope, I'm not some police guy who has these murder horrific stories going on. I'm kind of just like here to hang out, you know? If you want to talk about what's going on in the news, talk about some football games, talk about what chores suck, talk about what eating stuff's not fun. That could be the case. Which, speaking of eating stuff, an idea I had, which I don't know, I haven't completely fleshed it out yet. I haven't completely thought about it. But I don't want to do an eating competition type thing where it's like, oh, how much can I eat? Nah, I think I'm past those days. Yeah, because going to Olive Garden doing that, man, I think those days might be behind me. But ranking things, that's how we're going to get things going. Which obviously a lot of podcasts do that. They do the rankings, but they just rank the foods like in their minds. Like, oh, I think this one's better than this one. I'm going to do more like, okay, I tried this one right now. All right, I tried this other one right here. Which one do I think is better between those? And I think I want to start it out with getting all the different kinds of Reese's. The different Reese's technology, it might have gone too far. It also might be impossible for me to get all the different kinds of them because there are so many. So I'm just going to try to get a decent amount of them and just say, all right, here they are. I'm going to go through, maybe someone else, maybe a guest, maybe Ashley. We're going to go through, we're just going to rank these right here, right now. And so if you see rankings of food podcasts, it's, oh, I think this one. Oh, I think this one. And they just describe with their words. No. Go in there, actually have it, and say, this is it. The best burgers. All right, we got one from this restaurant. We got one from this restaurant. We're here. We're ranking them right now. They don't say, oh, on a good day, on a bad day. This is it right now. I don't know how best to do that. Will that be a PhD TV? That could be the case. I could do that. Could I just post it as a video? I could do that as well because it might be too long for a short, too short for a full length podcast. And I don't know if I want to do that on the podcast. Maybe I'll just like put a segment in here ranking things. Might end up doing that, but be on the lookout for that. That could be coming up. And last thing, just book update. Finish the Nate Bargatze book. Funny book. Yeah. I don't listen to him too much, but I know like his voice enough where I was able to read it in his voice, and that made it kind of funny to do that. And he's like, yeah, at the end of the book, you read one more book than I've read in my life. Because yeah, he was making a joke about that. Starting a new book. New book is called How Will You Measure Your Life? Which my background being Christian, all right, measure my life for God. Christ did all of this. That's how my life's measured. It'll be interesting to see what he says as a part of it, which it might have kind of. I think the guy who wrote it is. I don't know if he said he was Christian. I think he said it was spiritual and somehow. But it's like 3 authors wrote it and they got 3 different backgrounds. But I think he might be a Catholic person. He was a professor at Harvard Business School. And he wrote about his experiences there and talking with students about what they think about these different theories and life measurements and stuff like that. So we'll see. Maybe I'll completely change my life, completely change careers. Who knows? Maybe podcast will completely take off. Maybe I'll record every single day and release something every single day. That would be a lot to do. I'm starting that book. I think the first thing you talked about is finding, I don't know, fulfillment in your job, which again, I'm coming from a background of believing in God and being a Christian. Okay, yeah, I have that. But like the fulfillment's already there for it. But I don't know, it'd be nice to get a different background, different ideas on it, make me think about different ideas, other experiences people have, and how I can reflect that in my life and learn from them. But with that, Thank you for listening to this podcast. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, DM, follow, retweet, repost. Anything gets podcast going, let me know. If there's something you'd like to see, let me know, and I'll try to get it on the list of ideas. Again, I got a list of ideas, things to do. It's not all that's happening now, because if I did all of them now, I would run out of them. But thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.